Okay, so in this video, we're going to um, sh- talk about some complementary information about inside of each shipment, how to make changes, and which parts you can uh, route any driver. So, and the point is that when we have a container to do some moves for, we have to assign specific drivers to them. We have different drivers, and some of them are available, some of them are not. We have to figure out which one of our drivers can do that move, and assign that move to that driver on Profit Tools, and we're going to talk about it today. And then there is another website we're going to go over, which is about figuring out the schedule of terminals of receiving empty containers. So first, let's go to um, one of the shipments. So in the last video,
Uh,
we
Gary, Gary, Gary,
yes,
I have one.
yeah,
Gary, I have one question. Like, uh, this
okay.
this system, we will have to set up in our PC. Then it will be easy to see and to research on it. So, if you share with me this uh, system, then it will be easy for us.
Of course. I think I already shared the username and pass. I'm sorry, a PDF file to how to set up Profit Tools. Once
Yeah.
this video is over, we're going to mm, just set the Profit Tools on your system together, and I will send you the username and password, and you can just check the system once you are able to log in. And just the most important part is that make sure not to make any changes, because these are uh, these are the parts that guys are working on. So just make sure when you are checking the boards and different tabs, just do not make any changes. Just review everything that we have trained on.
Okay. Okay, I understand.
Okay. Okay. So, in the last video, we talked about what each part of the shipment mean and what they are trying to tell us. In this part, we're going to talk about how to make changes. So we already know what they are saying. So how we can make the changes, make the updates that are supposed to be done on the shipments. So in each of these fields that we have went over, um, you can just click on them, like selecting each part of it, and just um, type or paste any number that you have. And the most important part is these legs. So we have talked about on the meaning of each of these legs. So if you want to make any changes, so um, for example, this shipment, and the driver Gabriel is going to bobtail to Bloomington and bring this container to our yard. So the next step would be hook this container from the yard once it is there, and return it to the terminal. But as you see, the last drop leg, is not specified which terminal it's going to return to. It says check with dispatch. So once we know which terminal this container is going to return to, we can just click once and it is selected. And for example, it's going to return to APM. We type APM and click enter. You see, once you enter the name of the terminal, the address and every information regarding that location comes up in a new window. You can either uh, push enter again or double click on it and it will be selected. So now the last leg is specified, and once the driver sees the um, shipment on his device, he can see the last leg. He can see where to drop this empty. Or, for example, and this last leg is drop, and it means that a driver needs to go to terminal and drop both container and the chassis. But for example, the plan is changed, and now we are going to just drop the container, not the chassis. So you can just right click on the name of the type of the leg. So, and this is the type of the leg. You right click on it, and you see different types of legs. So it is pick up, deliver, hook, drop, mount, dismount, yard move, and etc. So you want to dismount the container, which means you want to only drop the container, not the chassis. So you click dismount, and now instead of drop, you see that the leg is dismount. So it is how to make changes on in the legs, but just for your information, if the legs are marked as confirmed, you are no longer able to make any changes in them, because software automatically considers them as something that is already done. So you're no longer able to make any changes on the confirmed legs. But yeah, you can change the location of the legs and for the updates and change the type of the leg. And for routing a driver, you see there are two options here on the top of this leg section: auto route and remove routing. For example, Gabriel is going to bring this container to the yard, and then we are going to assign another driver to pick up this container. So Gabriel is going to bring this container on Monday, 13th. So on the same day, we are going to assign another driver to pick up this container from the yard and return it to the terminal. What we are going to do is that we click on auto route. These are the same the list of legs that you see here. So we make sure that the legs that we are going to assign a driver to are selected and highlighted in blue, and select this option as deliver. Select OK, and we are either going to type the name of the driver here or click this name button, and we see the list of all available drivers. These are all the drivers that we have. These drivers that have time next to their names, um, I believe they have already the moves assigned to them. So the rest of them are available drivers. And for example, we're going to and Gabriel Carlos is going to bring this container from Bloomington, and we are going to, for example, assign Gabriel Vargas to pick up this container from the terminal, from the yard, and return it to the terminal. Double click on it, and you see the name of Gabriel Vargas here. And make sure that the date is in here is correct. So if you are going to, uh, for example, assign Gabriel Vargas to pick up this container on Monday on 13th, you have to make sure that the date is also correct here. You click select and you close this window. You see the name of the driver appears here. So it means that this container, this move is assigned to Gabriel Vargas. And Gabriel um, is going to see this move on his device that this container is assigned to him. So uh, and here we change the locations. In here we change the type of the move, and on here we assign the driver that move. But now we have already assigned a driver to this move, but for any reason we are going to change the driver or unassign this move from this driver. What we are going to do is to select this one. Next to auto route, we see remove routing. We select it. We see the same window. So we make sure that the links that we are going to update are selected. And then we click OK. Are you sure you want to remove these routing assignments? That's what we're going to do. So we click OK. And it turns back to how it was. The driver is unassigned from this move. So this is how you make changes in the legs. So it was just an example. So we are not going to click save, and we just close the shipments. Save changes before closing? No. Okay. This was the part on how to make changes and update the legs and the shipment. Now, I'm going to introduce you a new website which is called Blue Cargo. So in Blue Cargo, um, let me tell you like this. Blue Cargo is one of the most useful websites that we can take benefit from by seeing the schedule of all the terminals, which terminal is receiving which type of container and which from which shipping line. And for example, we have a container from MSC line, and we need to figure out which terminals we can return MSC today in the first shift. So each day has two shifts. In the first shift, which containers we can return to which terminals, and what happens on the second shift. In general, what is the schedule of empty receiving for each terminal? And also, since we have to get appointments from terminals before returning them to terminals, in Blue Cargo, we can see which terminals have available empty appointments, empty in appointments. So each terminal has limited amount of appointments. So we may see, for example, one terminal is receiving CMA line containers, but when we are checking the terminal website, we see that there is no available appointments. It means that all the appointments for that day are already taken by other companies and maybe by us. So there is no longer available appointments for that. Is that clear?
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so in this list, on the top, you see the name of all the terminals, Everport, Phoenix, APM, etc. And in this part, in this column, you see the name of the shipping lines, BAL, CMA. So some of them we are not working with, so I'm not going to mention them, like this cool carriers or this CHV. And the ones that we are working with is CMA, BAL, Costco, CU Lines, Evergreen, Hamburg, and in general, all the shipping lines that you see on Profit Tools are the ones that we are working with at the moment. So these are the shipping lines, and these are the name of the terminals. So in this part, you see the shifts and the dates. So if you're about to check the um, schedule of terminals on the first shift of Monday, you have to make sure that you are choosing the correct tab. So this is the schedule for first shift of today. So if you're going to check the schedule for first shift of Monday, which is 13th, you select it and the table is updated. So you see some of these slots are marked, are highlighted in red. This means that these appointments are not receiving um, any of these types of containers. So each shipping line you see here have these different types of containers. They have this 20-foot standard, 40-foot standard, 40-foot high cube. So each of them we need to check. For example, we have a 40-foot container of BAL. We need to check if this type of container of this shipping line are accepted in any of these terminals. So this mark also means that this terminal is not receiving that container, that type of container, but this green tick means that this terminal, which is PCT, is going to receive, accept 20-foot standard, 40-foot standard, and 40-foot high cube of BAL containers on first shift of 13th of June. So if you see any of the type of containers that are that have this symbol, it means that this terminal is accepting to receive the empty containers of this shipping line and this type. For example, let's go to another one. Do we have CMA shipping line and we have the terminals here. So um, we want to know, we have for example, a 40-foot standard container of CMA. We need to see where we can return this empty to. As we see, we have one, two, and three terminals that are accepting 40 standard of CMA. They're Phoenix, APM, and PCT. Phoenix, APM, and PCT are accepting this type of container. Some of these have a attention mark, a little mark here, which means attention. So if you hold your cursor on it, you see a little window opens and it has some extra information that open for receiving um, um, For example, this one is saying that what type of containers, I'm sorry, what kind of chassis this terminal is accepting. So, and it's accepting POP, WCCP, and on chassis. So basically, all the types of containers they are accepting. So until the end, these are the list of the containers that each terminal is receiving. There is another symbol like this, and it means that you can return the empty to this container. So this terminal is YTI, and YTI is accepting empty containers of Hyundai 20 standard, 40 standard, 40 high cube, and 45 foot in one condition. If you hold your cursor here, it says dual transaction only. So, what dual transaction means is that um, if you just assign your driver to return an empty container to the terminal and returns, this is just an empty in move. So you are basically just returning the empty and leaving the terminal. But and there is another way to do that, and it's like this: to return an empty container to the terminal and take a load out. So we have another loaded container. We have another container from an import shipment in that terminal, in the same terminal in YTI. And we have to pull that container from the terminal. So YTI only allows us to return our empty container to that terminal if we return it, take it to the terminal, and also at the same time take a load container out of it. So they are putting this condition because they have limited um, space in their yards. So basically, they don't want to fulfill all the storage of their yards. So if we are returning a container there, we are adding a container to the yard, we have to remove one too. So basically, we are not adding up to the amount of containers that are already in their yard. We are returning a container, adding one, and removing one by taking a load container out of the terminal. Is that clear?
Yeah, yeah, I'm clear.
Okay, great.
The upper side,
Yeah.
say upper side, round sign, that is like they're living still in the yard, and they start living to the yard, something like that. Round symbol.
Mhm. Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah, yeah. This one.
Uh-huh. Okay. This one only means that the current status of this terminal is not updated yet. So it can change. For example, at the moment, it's saying that this terminal is not accepting these types, but this can change. Then the terminal may update their schedule, and in a few
Oh,
hours later, they may accept these types as well. So, and this is basically just means that the most
okay.
important parts are these dual transaction symbols and these green ticks that are saying that you can return the different types of containers to those terminals.
Okay.
So and every person in the company have their own username and password. So I believe Arash is going to provide that for you, and you can just in the future just take a look at this table too, and figure out each the current schedule of the terminals. And also, in this part, if you want to make sure that the schedule that you see here is the most updated version, and there are no other changes that you don't see here, you can just take a look at this part, and you see the last update of this schedule is 1 hour ago. So just for your information, that this schedule of the terminals was updated an hour ago. Um, so this was the schedule of the empty receiving of different terminals. However, you may see that, for example, Phoenix Terminal is receiving these types of containers from CMA line, and the next step is going to be getting an appointment from Phoenix for this type of container and return it. Uh, However, as I said, this terminal may accept, may have open appointment for, may accept this type of container, but no longer have any open appointment for it, because it has been fulfilled and all the available appointments have already been secured. So to check if there is still available appointments, you can go to this part. So we were so far we were in this part of Blue Cargo to see this schedule, to see if there is still available appointments. For this example, that was a Phoenix terminal for CMA containers, for example, 40 high Q, that we see Phoenix is accepting. So we go to this part, and in here we selected the type of the type of shipping line, which for this example is CMA. We sell in here, we select the type and size of the chest, the container, which in our example is 40 high Q. So in that schedule, we saw that Phoenix is accepting 40 high Q of CMA for for first shift of Monday. So we already selected the type of the terminal, the type of the container, and we see this schedule here. These are the dates, and these are for 11th of June today, and tomorrow, and on Monday. So we wanted to see if Monday first shift Phoenix has any available appointments at the moment. We come here for this date and this terminal. In here, we see that in total there are 214 appointments, and so it means that there are still available appointments for this type of container. If there was not, you see these type of symbols here. So um, basically, this means you see that it says no empty appointments available, but it has a green tick, which means this terminal is accepting this container, but there are no empty appointments available. So PCT, for example, was accepting CMA at this date, but and all the appointments have already been secured, so there are no more available appointments for this terminal, for this empty, for this type of empty in that date. So basically, in here, you can just check if there are still available appointments to get. If there are not, you're not able to return that container because you have to get appointments. So this is how we can use Blue Cargo to return our empty containers to the terminals. Any question?
No. Yes.
Okay, so that was all. And if you have any questions in the future, feel free to ask, and I'll be there. And I'll help you as much as I know. If I don't, I can just refer you to another colleague or ask Ali about it and just get the answer of that question. Um,
Sure.
okay, and let me pause the recording.